Kabanata 31, Waves. I don't think I can wait, lalo na dahil tagong-tago ang nangyari. Nikolai didn't have any substantial findings even after a week of investigation. Maybe, now that he's accepted by the Riegos, most of the information is protected. I'm coming home! Putol ko kay Nikolai. He sighed defeatedly. He knew that I won't stay and wait for him to find anything about it. Kinalma ko lang ang sarili ko, iniyakan ko at pinagsisihan ang lahat. Sinigurado ko na hindi ako nagdidesisyon agad-agad. I let things settle in my thoughts. I repeatedly brainstormed my decision. I decided everything not in a rush. That is what I know. Uuwi ako para kausapin si Achilles once and for all. I know I said that being happy and settling down with the man I love is a lost dream for me. But now that the reason why it's a lost dream is taken away, I want to gamble. I am married to a person who treated the life he also wanted as a lost dream. I know he understands what it feels like to be so close to it that you can almost touch it. Kung hindi mo ito hahawakan kahit sobrang lapit na nito, hindi mo rin ito makakalimutan. You will forever regret. It's been years since I'm married and all those years were peaceful because I know that Achilles will never be for me to reach. I believed that we were blood related so I gave it up. Ngayong may iba akong alam, tingin ko hindi ko na maibabalik pa ang kapayapaang naramdaman ko bago ko nalaman to. I will always be thinking about the what ifs. What if I reach it, tried to touch it? Will that dream be mine? Now that it is within my reach, I won't be able to sit still and be content with what I've settled for. The what-ifs will haunt me forever, kaya gagawin ko to para magpakatotoo sa sarili ko at sana sa kinabukasan. I can only be at peace when I've already exhausted every possible way. Marem, please don't do this. Si Nikolai pa rin ang kausap ko habang nasa airport na. I've made up my mind, sabi ko. You really think he will accept you? Ikaw na nga ang nagsabi na maprinsipyo siyang tao. You think he'll accept a married woman? Stop it, Nikolai! Napalakas ang boses ko. Whatever you say, I'm going to do it. But we both know. I'm going to confront him. That is the only way. If you're not going to support me... His curse boomed. I'm not going to support you, yes, but I'm going to be there in case you need me. And by now, I know you do. So, I really hope you stop this madness and wake up before it's too late. Hindi pa rin ako nakinig. All I think about is how cruel this is. Ilang taon kaming nagdusa. Ilang taon akong naniwala na kapatid ko siya. At siya naman, nagawa ang lahat ng iyon sa akin dahil doon. The anger I have for my father rose more. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit hindi niya sinabi agad sa akin. Hindi ko rin maintindihan kung bakit at paano siya naniwala na anak niya si Achilles. I know he didn't want to ruin our family, but look at where this false information got us now. Dahil ba wala naman kasi siyang pakialam dahil hindi naman siya ang nasasaktan? Ako naman? Why is happiness always so elusive to me? Dati pa akong nanghungulila. I found a home in Achilles and yet, because of an unfortunate information, we went separate ways. And now this happened. Oo, tinaboy niya ako at sinaktan ng husto. I'm very angry at him and I want him to rot in hell for hurting me. But at the back of my mind, I know he did it for a cause. I just couldn't accept it. That's why I'm bitter. Siyempre, gusto kong matawa. Sino ba naman ang nasa tamang pag-iisip na tatanggapin at pakakasalan ang kapatid mo? Kung nauna kong malaman yon, baka nga nagpakamatay na ako. Hindi ko kayang pakiharapan siya. But he chose another way. He chose to push me away and keep the reason to himself because it will destroy me. Years ago, those reasons were fuel to my bitterness. Now it fueled my determination to face him and fight. I discarded the bad sides and reasoned out for myself. He's still in love with me despite everything. He married Alana, but even Alana could say that he doesn't love her. He loves me. He kept those reasons to himself because he knew it will destroy me, my mind, my heart, and my name. He pushed me away to save me. He didn't cheat. He thought it was the only way for me to stop without knowing the real and disgusting reason. Pagkakamali iyon, pero sa puntong ito, sa lahat ng pagdurusa at pinagdaanan ko, I now understand that love comes in all shapes and sizes. It is not black and white. You can marry a person you don't love. I can have sex with other men without loving any one of them. There is no one size that could fit all for its definition. It is intangible and beyond any words. It is more than a feeling or emotion. It is embedded in our souls. It is spiritual. Let's not kid ourselves and pretend that you just want a confirmation. Si Nikolai nang sinundo niya ako sa airport ng Katiklan. Tahimik kami nang inayos niya ang gamit ko. Parang ayaw niya nang pag-usapan ng kahit ano. Ganoon din ang gusto ko. Ayaw kong pag-usapan pa namin iyon. Dumiretso ako rito sa Costa Leona. I didn't even think of staying at our house in Manila to ask my father about it. I didn't need his explanation. I want it straight from Achilles. I hope you change your mind. Of all people, ikaw ang mas nakakakilala sa kanya. Alam nating dalawa na hindi ka niya tatanggapin. I just want a confirmation. Let's not pretend, Marem. Tumaas ang boses ni Nikolai. Saka lang siya nagsalita na nagmamaneho na pauwi sa amin. Alam nating dalawa na may prinsipyo at panindigan yung tao. If he'd take you even when you're married now, bakit di ka na lang niya pinakasalan pa rin noong kahit iniisip niyang magkapatid kayo, di ba? If he was so caught up with his feelings for you then. This is different. I'm married, yes, but then she knows that this can happen. We can break up. He isn't expecting of us to live a happy ever after. Kung ikukumpara mo to sa naunang rason, natural na hindi niya ako tanggapin kasi pareho lang naman na hindi pwede, Marem. At huwag ka na magbulag-bulagan. Kilala mo yung tao. Then it's for me. I cut him off again. I want to try again. I want to see if it could still happen. At anong gagawin mo kung tumanggi nga? Umirap ako at ayaw nang makinig sa kanya. Magalit ka na naman? Magdurusa ka na naman? Tahimik na ang buhay mo pero guguluhin mo pa. I'm sorry that I didn't know the truth before this. I snapped. I'm sorry if you think that I am ruining this peaceful life again for a newfound reason. Masama ba na pumatak ang mga luha ko? Kahit lugmok na ako, nangangarap pa rin akong sumaya? Ha? Natahimik si Nikolai. Tears formed in his eyes. He concentrated on the road and stopped talking this time. Masama ba na umasa ako na sa wakas piliin niya ako? Gaya ng dati? He wiped his tears. I cried more when I realized that he's also tearing up for my problems. Alam ko na mahirap din sa kanya to. Alam ko na pinoproblema niya rin ang buhay ko. I love him so much for that. And maybe, yes, I'm selfish. I have a problem at hand but I also know that he shouldn't be with me right now. The rumors about us will only worsen because of our secret rendezvous. Pero sa ngayon, wala na akong lakas na problemahin pa ang ibang bagay. Sana makabawi ako, kalaunan, kapag tahimik na at masaya na ako. Kapag kaya ko nang pasanin ang problema ng ibang tao. At ano ngayon kung magalit ulit ako? At malugmok ulit ako? Kapag tinanggihan niya? Ano ngayon? Anong pinagkaiba? I gritted my teeth. Ng buhay ko ngayon sa magiging buhay ko kung sakali nga na tatanggihan ulit niya ako. Hindi ba wala? I've got nothing to lose. If he rejects me, then I'm back to this hell. Umikit ako na mariin at tiniis ang sakit na nararamdaman. All my life, I settled for whatever life can give me. An intact family with no attention. A life full of judgments. A life of pretensions. Masama bang umasa na mabago yun? I said calmly. Hinawakan ni Nikolai ang kamay ko. He sighed heavily and shook his head. I'm sorry. He said breathily. I'm just really worried. I don't want you in pain. Kinagat ko ang labi ko. At this point, I'd rather see you unhappy, but at peace. Hindi na ako nagsalita. Pinisil ko ang kamay niyang nakahawak sa akin. Sana, ganyan din kalakas ang loob ko. Yumuko ako. I still don't agree with your decisions of yours, but I will always be here for you. Parang sinasaksak ang puso ko. Nikolai had been with me all these years. Ngayon ko lang naramdaman kung gaano siya ka-importante sa buhay ko. I don't even know if I could survive all those tragedies in the past without him. We stayed in the car for a few minutes. Kinakalma ko ang sarili ko. Nikolai only watched me silently. He's here, the one of the only substantial thing from the reports. Ulit niya sa sinabi niya sa akin noon habang magkatawagan lang kami. Tumango ako at sinusubukan pakalmahin ang utak. And since I couldn't search about the Riegos, we worked on his so-called father, Morgan Phillips. Ani Nikolai, napabaling ako sa kanya. Nag-iwas siya ng tingin. I've got a feeling that he didn't tell me this immediately because he hoped that he could change my mind. Madaming Morgan Phillips pero madaling mahanap dahil sa anak niyang si Perseus Phillips. Yes, they really look alike. Napakurap-kurap ako habang nagpapatuloy sa pagsasalita si Nikolai. We didn't have enough time to dive more since they are foreigners, but Morgan Phillips is a member of a famous British rock band. I gasped when I heard the information. Nagpatuloy pa siya. They were invited here in the Philippines years ago, and Conrado Zaldiriaga was especially fond of them. So, bukod sa ibang major cities, they visited Costa Leona for her. Really? I said quietly, knowing that Tito Conrado is Tita Domitilia's brother. I wonder if Mom knew. I know Mama does not exactly belong to their family. Kinupkop lang siya dahil malayong kamag-anak ng mga Zaldariaga dahil maagang naulila. But I've seen pictures of them. Tita Domitilia, Mom, and Leona Riego. They were close to each other, and for sure, Mama and Tita Domitilia were even closer. They lived in the same house, after all. Yes, and if we calculate it properly, tama ang date ng pagbisita nila rito sa birthday ng kambal, Perseus and Achilles. Perseus is rich because of his dad's money and he also ventured into investing on big companies. He lived a luxurious life with properties around the world. Pumikit ako at sinubukang patahimikin ang isipan kahit pa madami akong nalaman sa sinabi ni Nikolai. I don't even need the confirmation from Achilles or the Riegos or your father to conclude that the man you met is telling the truth. Nakinig lang ako, tahimik. Ilang sandali rin siyang natahimik pagkatapos ng sinabi niya sa akin. I'll wait here, pero huwag kang mag-alala o magmadali dahil lang naghihintay ako. Hindi na kami nag-usap nang naramdaman ko na handa na ako. Tahimik lang akong lumabas sa sasakyan niya. Hindi na rin ako hinatid pa ni Nikolai. Tahimik siya sa sasakyan niya habang tinatahak ko ang pamilyar na batuhang papasok sa kabahayan. The first house on the left is Achilles Riago's house. Hindi ko alam kung bakit pero medyo nag-expect ako na magbabago iyon. Bukod sa natanggap na siya ng mga Riego, iniisip kong baka natulungan na siya ng totoong ama niya. Kaya lang, hindi. Their house remained the same. Hapon nang dumating kami. The sun is still up and it was a hot day, different from where I've been. I didn't know that I could miss the warmth of the hot day. Napaliligiran ng mga puno ang pebbled pathway papasok sa kabahayan kaya minsanan lang akong masinaga ng araw habang naglalakad. Wearing a silky black dress with a black stilettos, I didn't even care to change from my airport attire. Even my hairstyle didn't change. My long hair is still in a messy, high ponytail. Tinanggal ko lang ang coat at dumiretso na ako rito. Palapit na ako nang lumabas si Achilles sa bahay. He saw me immediately. Bumagal ang lakad niya nang natanaw ako. Wearing a faded jeans and a white t-shirt, I can sense his shock when he saw me. Ilang beses ko na tong naisip sa ilang araw na paghihintay sa impormasyong maibibigay ni Nikolai sa akin. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi ko naisip na makakaramdam pa pala ako ng hiya sa lahat ng nagawa sa kanya, sa trabaho niya at sa dalawang anak. Tumigil ako sa paglalakad. I suddenly have the urge to just turn around and walk back but I know I can't. I'll regret it. Isa pa, nakita na niya ako kaya hindi ko na mababawi iyon. Why are you here? Si Achilles sa kalmadong boses. It surprised me. He looked shocked to see me but it didn't resonate on his tone. Maybe after knowing the truth, he isn't bothered by my presence anymore. May gusto akong malaman. Gumalaw ang panga niya at nag-iwas ng tingin. Ramdam ko na saglit siyang nag-isip. I expected him to push me away again, to suddenly lash out and shout at me but he didn't do it. Siguro nasanay ako na ganoon ang ginawa niya sa mga huling pagkikita namin, kaya ngayong tahimik at kalmado siya, nagulat pa ako. Lalo akong nagulat nang tumango siya. Sumulyap siya sa bahay niya bago tumingin sa akin. Come with me. Napakurap-kurap ako. Hindi ko talaga inasahan iyon. Lalo na ang kalmado at banayad niyang boses. Naglakad siya papunta sa daanan padalampasigan. Sumunod ako sa medyo malayong distansya sa kanya. He chose to stand near the bamboo tables and chairs in front of the shore. Sumilong siya sa ilang puno ng niyog bago siya bumaling sa akin. He still looked peaceful, almost casual, para lang siyang nakikipag-usap sa dating kaibigan. And I'm also surprised with my calmness. I didn't lash out or point a knife on his truth for the truth. I was patient and almost at peace. Hindi ko alam kung dahil ba iyon sa lugar. It is where we spent most of our days when we were still both in Costa. Dito rin kami nag-usap noon nung sinuyo niya ako. Dito ako napahiya. Dito ko siya dinamayan nang namatay ang mama niya. Dito rin siya nagyayang magpakasal. At dito niya rin ako hiniwalayan. I looked at the crashing waves. It's 3 in the afternoon. The sun is still hot and up. The waves are crashing with energy. Saglit akong natahimik para tingnan ang lugar na iyon. Dito ko rin siguro malalaman ang totoo. Galing sa kanya. I met Perseus. Akala ko sinabihan siya ng kapatid niya, kung totoo man iyon. Kitang-kita ko ang gulat sa mga mata niya. He swallowed hard and looked away. That's when I knew that he knew who it is. My heart pounded against my chest. Nakatatak na sa isipan ko na totoo iyon, pero iba pa rin kapag nakita ko na ang ekspresyon niya. Lalong iba kapag sinabi niya na. He's your twin. We met in London a week ago. He nodded slowly before he lifted his eyes on me. Hindi siya nagsalita, para naghihintay ng sasabihin ko pa. Hindi ako sinabihan ni Papa tungkol doon. Hindi ko alam na noong nakaraang taon niyo pa pala alam. Kumunot ang noo. He licked his lips and shook his head. I don't think I'm the right person to inform you about it. I also don't think it's necessary. I gritted my teeth. I know exactly what he meant by that. The truth is necessary, Achilles. I saw how his eyes lifted fiercely at me. Para bang may sinabi akong mali o tama na ayaw niya o gusto niya. Hindi ko alam. Kasi sa nagdaang taon, ang daming nawasak ng inakala nating totoo. Yumuko siya, kunot pa rin ang noo. That night, it was my mother who revealed it to me. She wanted me to stop chasing you. I didn't believe it at first, but I guess I did, eventually, because it was very specific and believable. I paused. Noong tuwing iniisip ko ang tungkol dito, gusto kong mamatay sa pandidiri sa sarili ko at sa naging relasyon namin ni Achilles. I checked what I'm feeling right now and had nothing. You didn't have a father. My father's love is your mother. You liked the Navy, and it was a plausible connection with my father. At dahil nagmana ka sa mga reyego, there was no way to tell with just your features alone. Getting a test done was out of the question because my parents wanted to take this secret to the grave. Tahimik pa rin siya. I paused again to watch him take it all in before I continued. Ikaw, paano ka naniwala? Kumbinsidong-kumbinsido ka ba at bakit iniwan mo ako at nagpakasal sa iba? Pumikit siya at lalong kumunot ang noo. Nang dumilat, halata kong pilit na pilit niya akong tiningnan. May kopya ng test. He sighed. May picture at sulat galing kay Mama. There were more evidences. Kanino galing? How could that happen? A test? Senyor Domitilla was the one who told me about it. Namilog ang mga mata ko. Hindi inasahan ang sinabi niya. Sinabi niya ang nangyari sa taong yun. How did she know these things? Kasi isa siya sa pumigil kay Mama na makipagkita kay Admiral sa gabing yun. And my mother's last words were very specific. She confessed that her heart only belongs to Rodolfo Galvez. I believe that was also the takeaway of your father from my mother's last moments. Senora Domitilla had a test and a letter? Tumango siya at pumikit. They were good friends back in the day. Bakit niya sasabihin yon? At saan galing ang sulat at test? Hindi nagsalita si Achilles. Like you, I also find it plausible. Gusto ko ngang pumasok sa Navy. Mabait si Admiral sa akin. He favored me so much. At ilang beses niya rin akong natawag at tinuring na anak. I thought it was just because he knew my mother. But a picture of them together with a letter to elope told me that it was more than that. Nagwawala ang puso ko habang nakikinig sa mga sinasabi niya. May sulat din si Mama sa bahay na hindi niya naibigay kay Admiral. It was her begging Admiral to take care of me when she's gone, to check on me and treat me as his son. But you're not my father's son. Nanginginig ang boses ko nang sabihin ko iyon. Lahat ng iyon at ilang pictures at dokumento, kasali na ang trato ni Admiral at ang kagustuhan niyang paghiwalayin tayo, inakala ko na totoo. I suddenly want to go to Tita Domitilla. Hindi ko alam paano niya nagawa iyon. Hindi ko maintindihan. Kung ako siguro ang unang nakaalam at galing kay tita, maniniwala din ako ng husto. I believed her more than my parents, kaya hindi ko alam bakit ganito. Is she a victim of the wrong information too? But why does she have those evidences? Were they fake? Who faked it? I don't understand. Sinabi rin ni Senyora na nagkasundo si Admiral at ang mama mo na tutulungan ako sa kondisyong hindi sila amin na anak ako ng ama mo. They wanted to keep their family pure and intact, and that if any of their children knows, it will be a disaster. Napayuko ako, parang sinasaksak ang puso ko habang naiisip ang lahat ng iyon. Kahit hindi niya sabihin sa akin ang mangyayari, parang alam ko na ang magiging reaksyon mo kung malaman mo yon. My tears formed. I closed my eyes to stop them from falling, but I know I can feel it. I know he's telling the truth. He knew me. I know you lived a hard life with your family. You wanted their attention, and you're hurting about it. At iniisip ko pa lang kung ano ang magiging reaksyon mo kapag nalamang magkapatid tayo sa ama at na may sikretong ganito ang pamilya mo. Pakiramdam ko, susuko ka. You didn't give me the choice, I said as my tears fell. Because I already know what you will choose, sagot niya. Umiling ako, hindi tinatanggap ang sinasabi niya. Then, tell me honestly, kung nalaman mo yon, ano ang gagawin mo? You can't assume that, Achilles! You took away my choice to decide. Kumunot ang noon niya at parang may dumaang kung ano nang banggitin ko ang pangalan niya. Answer me, and don't lie. Umiling ulit ako. Kung nalaman mo na hindi tayo pwede at na magkapatid tayo, magulo ang pamilya mo, anong gagawin mo, Maria Emilia? You didn't. You'd end it, he said with finality. Is that how morbid I am to you? Sabi ko, sinusubukan labanan siya kahit iyon mismo ang iniisip ko at hanggang ngayon. I know, because I only have you. I didn't have anything or anyone. I felt like dying too. I shook my head this time. I've had enough of that talk. Marami pa akong katanungan. Marami pa akong hindi naintindihan. But telling both our truths is making me too vulnerable. Pero hindi na mahalaga yon dahil alam na natin ang totoo ngayon. Nagangat ako ng tingin sa kanya. Natili ang sakit sa mga mata niya habang tinitingnan niya ako. You're not my half-brother. You're not my father's son. You're the son of Morgan Phillips, and you have a twin brother that I met in London. Gumalaw ang panga niya at dumiin ang titig sa akin. I know a lot has happened. You pushed me away and married someone else. May mga anak ka na ngayon at may asawa ka na. Mariin niyang dugtong sa akin. I paused and looked at him. Kilala ko rin siya. Ayaw kong umamin pero alam ko na tama si Nikolay. Talagang hindi lang ako matatahimik kung hindi ko susubukan. Do you still love me, Achilles? Hindi siya nagsalita. His eyes pierced through me. It was as if he had thrown daggers at me and I'm pinned in front of him because of that question. I still love you. I'm still in love with you. I will take you back. Nanginginig ang boses ko. You hurt me in the past, but I'm still in love with you and I will still take you. Umiling siya. That's enough, he said calmly. You're married. I'm not talking about that. I want to know if you still love me. You're not talking about that? Can you hear yourself? Tumaas ng konti ang boses niya. Napasinghap ako at unti-unting lumapit. I saw the panic in his eyes when he saw me nearing him. Akala ko sisigawan niya ako at aamin siyang hindi niya na ako mahal pero nakalapit na lang ako ng husto. Wala siyang ginawa kundi magalit, magulat at kabahan. That's enough, he said when I tried to reach for him. I married Densho not because I love him. I married him because his heart belongs to someone else. Ayaw kong magpakasal sa lalaking mahal ako dahil alam kong masasaktan ko lang kung sakali. Dahil alam ko na ikaw lang ang mamahalin ko. Umiling siya sa akin. He loves someone else. Before we got married, we promised each other na kapag bumalik ang mahal namin at pwede na, we will willingly let each other go. So, now, I'm taking you back. I'm still in love with you. Hindi ko gusto yan. Aniya. Hindi mo gusto? Ako? His mouth dropped open for a second, then shut his eyes before he stepped back. You're married. I'm married in papers, not my heart. Definitely not my soul. Whatever you say, you are married. Achilles, mahal mo pa ba ako? Iyon naman ang mahalaga. Hindi yon ang mahalaga. Ang mahalaga ay natuparin mo ang pangako mo, ang pag-aasawa mo. Is that what you did? You fulfilled your promise because of those papers? Those papers? I didn't know you took matrimony so lightly. I don't take it lightly if cause I didn't marry the man I love. At huwag mo akong husgahan dahil ikaw rin naman. I took marriage seriously, Maria Emilia. He snapped. And so should you. Bakit mo ako pinapangunahan? I said I will only take it seriously if I were married to you. He looked at me with fury in his eyes. I equaled his fire. Go home and go back to your husband. You disappoint me. I smirked. You think that could hurt me? Sinabi mo na rin naman noon na di mo na ako mahal. Take your vow seriously and be a good wife. Huwag mo akong pangunahan, Achilles! You really think you won't hurt your husband? He loves someone else. If he runs away with the woman he loves, heck, I care. Sigaw ko. Kitang-kita ko ang panibagong galit na umahon kay Achilles. His eyes were now bloodshot and he stepped forward, making my legs wobbled from the sudden intensity around us. It was like an electricity filled around us. Umuwi ka na sa kanya dahil kung ako ang asawa mo at kung iiwan mo ako para sa taong mahal mo. He shouted and it almost shook me. Hindi ako papayag. Hindi kita pakakawalan. Hindi kita ipapaubaya at hindi ka makakawala. For the first time in such a long time, it was like my heart was awakened. Imbis na magalit sa sigaw niya, parang gusto ko na lang tumalon at yumakap sa kanya. Hindi ko halos maintindihan ang totoong sinabi niya. All I think about is him, as my husband. You shouldn't be out here talking to me at all. Go home. But he's not like that. He's not you. Take me back, please. Hihiwalayin ko agad siya at maintindihan. I won't take you back. I still love you. I don't love you anymore. Aniya at nag-iwas ng tingin. Umiling ako. Hindi ako naniniwala. Huwag na nating ulitin pa ang dating pagtatalo. Hindi na maulit yon dahil ngayon, alam na natin ang totoo. We can be together now because we're not blood related, Achilles. I said I don't love you anymore. Achilles! I said I don't fucking love you anymore. His voice picking up intensity. Hindi ako naniniwala. You really think that after my son suffered, I'd take you back? Natigilan ako sa sinabi niya. Hindi na ako tinatablan ng mga naunang sinabi niya, pero dahil ngayon ko lang naisip ang huling sinabi niya, para akong nasampal. I almost forgot about that. He noticed how shocked I was. Umiling siya at lumapit sa akin. I can be their mother. You need me. They need me. I can do it on my own. I don't need you. And don't use my children. But they should have a mother. A mother who doesn't know how to honor matrimony? Do you really think I'd want a woman like that? Or I'd want that for my children? Hindi ko alam kung bakit natablan ako nun. Na-insulto. Na naman. Ni Achilles. I swallowed hard and stepped back. He looked at me with piercing eyes. Hindi na ikaw ang dati kong minahal. My eyes widened and I realized that now his words are hitting me like a storm. Kani-kanina lang walang epekto ang mga iyon sa akin. Pero ngayon, unti-unting dumodoble, tumitriple ang sakit. Pakiramdam ko, hindi na siya nagsisinungaling. Pakiramdam ko, totoo na. My wounds were deep but the scars were shallow. They were fresh. One poke, one scratch, they bleed all over again. I'm this way because you hurt me. I've been so hurt. Then go fucking back to your husband and stop convincing me to take you back. Do you really think I'd want a cheater? Umahon ang matinding galit sa akin. Sino sa atin ang cheater? Hindi ba ikaw naman yun? I said even when I knew what really happened. Hindi ko lang matanggap na sinabi niya iyon. At lalo na dahil inisip ko na tama naman siya. Oo, at hindi namin mahal ni Densyo ang isa't isa. Pero kasal pa rin ako. Kasal ako sa ibang lalaki. Pero nandito ako sa harap niya. Nagmamakaawa na magkabalikan kami. Then if you think I cheated on you, why are you fucking here? Sige! Sigaw ko. Punong-puno na sa lahat-lahat ng sakit at galit na rin. He still equaled my fire. His eyes were like a gray storm, hitting me like a bolt. After all those years of being married with Dansha, never once did I have sex with him. It's because I still love you. It's because every time someone kisses me, I think of you. At ngayon, pinapauwi mo ako sa kanya. Pinapangako ko sa'yo. I will have sex with him all night long. Shut the fuck up and just live. He screamed so angrily. I will do it every day. I won't get tired. I won't mind even if I'm sore. I said, shut up, Maria Emilia. I will let him fuck me all he wants because... Tinalikuran niya ako at umambang nga alis na. But I was angry, hopeless, and violent. I continued shouting at him. He was silent, like the calm before the storm. Because that's what you fucking want, right? For me to be a wife to someone else? Damn you! Anong klaseng pagmamahal yan? Kaya nga, umuwi ka na. Malamig niyang sinabi. Yes, I will. And I'll make sure I'll have sex with my husband over and over again. I said to spite him more. Umalis na siya. Huminga ako ng malalim at isa-isang pumatak ang mga luha ko. Umuwi ka na? Saan? Ikaw ang uwian ko. The way he rejects, I memorize it now. If he says no, it's really not happening. Hinayaan ko ang mga luha kong pumatak. Huminga ako ng malalim at imbes na sundan siya, gaya ng mga along balik ng balik sa dalampasigang naghihintay, hindi ko na ginawa. Ako ang alon na hindi na nakabalik ulit. Ang alon na sa dinami-daming hampas, hindi na kailanman napadpad ulit sa naghihintay na dalampasigan. Ang alon na walang uwian at tahanan. Ang alon na mag-isa sa gitna ng dagat at kawalan. I will forever float back to the middle of the sea, from all the ripples of the bigger waves crashing onto me, never coming back to the sand where it should touch to feel the warmth. I will always be cold and alone. All attempts to go home will be terribly painful. All attempts will be a disaster. Until I've known the warmth of the setting sun, that is amber,